Enterprise 360. Now, our next guest needs no introduction. You'll know her as a fan favorite on HGTV's Flipping Virgins and Property Virgins. Egypt Sherrod, welcome back to the show.
Shannon, thank you for having me. This is like the royal rollout. I've got like pictures from my Instagram everywhere. That takes a lot of effort. I appreciate that.
You know we got to do you right because you're on HGTV, so we got to take care of you. And speaking of that, you know, Flipping Virgins just premiered the other day.
Season 3.
I can't believe it already, but it had rave reviews. People are still glued to the set when you come on.
That makes me feel good because this show was, when I say a labor of love, I'm talking about back labor, leg labor, because we're doing this real work.
Yeah, I was going to say, I see you in there. You're with these people, helping them through this entire process, not just the buying and the flipping, but the actual work it takes to make these property flips.
I remember when we first launched the show, I actually came to talk to you. Do you remember season 1? It was, what, 2.5 years ago? And just that process, I went from a host to an executive producer. I went from dreaming and thinking up this show, you know, with the production company to now we're in season 3 prime time. And so it's a huge accomplishment, and we've changed lives along the way. Every episode is different. This season, you're going to see my husband, Mike, more. You're going to see my daughter a little bit because we're integrating family. This is very much a real family business for me. Real estate, flipping houses, consulting people, and teaching them how to do it the right way. So family is very much interjected in that because I would not be standing here breathing if they weren't holding me up. And that's just the truth.
Well, you talk about, you know, doing it the right way. What are some of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to make these flips?
Not distinguishing what's for the pros versus what they can actually do with sweat equity. And this is just honest because it's me and you, right? Forget the cameras. It's just you and I. I remember when I was flipping my first house. I was on the radio in New York City.
Where we loved you. Love hearing you.
I miss it. My side hustle was flipping houses, and I was doing that in Newark, New Jersey. And on my very first flip, I learned some of the most important lessons you can learn. Like I said, distinguishing what's for the pros and what's not. And I called myself trying to save some money, so I got up on the roof and tried to tar it myself.
No, you didn't.
I looked up online how to tar a roof because I needed to save $4,000 real quick. Of course. So I got up there and did it in my fatigues, and my foot went straight through the roof, and here I am, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like, help me! Someone look up and help me, please.
Where's the footage of that? We need to see that.
That's bribery material. No, we're not doing that. But these are the lessons that you're going to have to learn. And so the goal of my show, with all the flipping shows that are out there now, you know, glamorizing and glorifying flipping, all they show is all the money you make, right? My show was to teach you that there's the good, the bad, and the ugly, and all I can be is honest. And all I can do is show you how to dig yourself out of a hole if you ever find yourself in one flipping houses, because more and more people are doing this. The competition is thick, but you have a lot of novices out there buying houses overinflated, not knowing how to negotiate with the contractors and manage the job, and that's where they lose their shirt.
So how do you buy the right house? Because that could either, you know, set you up for success or failure. So how do you find that right property?
Well, I teach that on my show. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. Mondays at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central.
Okay. Well, I love that you bring in this family element into it, you know, because not a lot of shows you don't see how you balance it all. How are you balancing family with being on TV, with executive producing now?
It never ends. It never ends. But I love it, you know, and it goes back to what our grandmamas used to tell us, which is find something you love to do, baby, and it won't seem like work. Well, she lied. It does seem like work. But my husband will come to set. He's a contractor and a realtor, so he helps out sometimes, and then he'll say, okay, got to go and get Kendall. That's my 6-year-old. Got to take her to gymnastics, or he'll drop her off and he'll run to, you know, one of the home big box stores and go pick up a vanity for me that I have to install or something. So, you know, it works. And my uncles are realtors, and they help me run the business while I'm filming. So
your whole family, you just got it honestly, everybody's in it.
The real show is off air.
So is that going to be the spinoff, or we're going to see a spinoff soon?
You never know. Speak it into existence.
Yeah, I say spinoff. Come on, let's get it going. Okay, so let's talk about some of the DIY projects, because we know you like to tar roofs yourself.
No, we don't like to do that. That we save. You
learned your lesson.
From now on, learn my lesson.
Okay, so how does someone know if they should take on a project or not, or pay the $4,000 $100,000 to have a contract to do it.
Okay, here's what I'll say.
Okay.
Electricity, don't play with it. Plumbing, don't play with it. Roofing, please don't play with it. Don't do what I did. Projects like landscaping, you can do, because there's really no messing it up. There's nothing you can do there that you can't fix, right? I would say try to do things like paint. That's very easy. If you don't like it or you do a bad job, someone can paint over it.
True.
But every flip, test yourself and try to learn a new trade. Nowadays, you can almost Google anything.
True, Google University, right?
Yeah, look on YouTube and find a video of how to, but as long as it requires a licensed professional, I say, like I said, leave that to the professionals. But DIY, I mean, you can get as creative as they come.
Yeah.
I mean, just this week, I was on a Bobcat taking a driveway out.
No way.
My crew's here with me. They'll tell you I flipped the Bobcat over. Look at that on Instagram. I flipped it over, and I had to drop the cement just so that I can flip back up. It was really funny.
Oh, that is crazy. All right. Well, you've been doing this for over almost nearly 20 years, I should say.
Yeah.
Nearly 20 years flipping houses since you've been in here in New York. I know,
you just tell my
16.
age on TV?
No. You've been doing it since you were 10.
Actually,
so it's
yes,
okay.
10, so we're going to go with that.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to those people that are out there and they say, I want to show on HGTV, I want to be doing this, I can flip houses, or whatever it may be, to aspiring people who want to do what you're doing?
Here's what I'll say. Whatever it is, whether it's what I'm doing or something else that you've just been dreaming about, it's your passion, that sometimes we have to work a job while we build our business, while we build our passion. I was working in radio. That's that good job with the benefits.
Right. Say it again.
And good.
Say it again.
And I did not leave that until I built up my side business, my personal business, large enough to where I could replace my income. And so you don't want to just, and I have so many people say, today I'm going to be a flipper from now on. Have you ever done it?
Yeah.
You know, it's not as easy as it looks.
Right.
Make sure that you have set yourself up for success first and foremost.
That's great advice. Great advice. Great way to end. Thank you so much for joining us. And make sure you catch her on HGTV. Tell them when.
Oh, no. How about we tell them how you flip houses, too?
Oh,
people didn't know that.
My little side
they didn't know that. I knew that. 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central on HGTV every Monday.
Every Monday. Yeah. Thank you so much, Egypt, for joining us. And we'll see you with the next iteration of the show, or the spin-off reality show.
Spoke it.
All right. We're going to claim it, too. All right. Thank you so much. And we'll be right back with more Rise 360.